Hello and welcome to Quality Sewing and Vacuums Tuesday. How do I? My name is Andrea and today we are going to have a little math lesson. Now don't turn your computer off. Stay with me because I'm not a math whiz at all, but this is the one math problem that I know. We're going to make a circle skirt with no pattern, 2 measurements, and it's going to be simple and easy. Okay. So right now, school is starting and it's almost Halloween. My daughter loves these little circle skirts with little leggings underneath. So I'm going to be making her a little circle skirt out of this fun fabric right here. It's plaid. She's in high school, so it's kind of that emo kind of feel to it. Okay. So the first thing you want to know about what fabric to buy is you want 4-way stretch. 4-way means it stretches up, it stretches down, it stretches to the right, and it stretches to the left. So it stretches both ways. I don't know why it's called 4-way, but because it stretches just 2. But anyways, so 4-way stretch means it stretches this way and it stretches this way really well. Otherwise, this pattern won't really work super well. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your fabric. Okay, and you'll also want a really good quality fabric that's going to last you quite a while as well. This one I got right here at Quality Sewing and Vacuum from Amanda's Bundles. It's very cute. Okay, so let's start on to our little mathematical equation. There's only 3 things that you need to remember. The first one, I'll come over here closer. You need the waist measurement. And my daughter's waist is 33 inches. Ta-da! And then you need to know how long you want the skirt. A normal skirt length for these little circle skirts are about 15 inches. So, length is 15 inches right there. Okay, so let's draw a picture. This is the only reason why I remember pi, is because it's applicable to making a circle skirt. Okay, I'm going to draw our circle like this. So it looks like our little skirt. Ta-da! I'm very visual, if you can tell. Okay, so my daughter's waist around the circumference of the circle is 33 inches. Right here. But what we need to find is the diameter. We need to find this measurement right here. So if you can't remember pi, you can always ask Alexa or Google and say, Alexa, what is the measurement for pi? And she will tell you, I'll draw the little pi sign right here. Pi equals 3.14. In this case, it's inches because we're using inches. Okay. So the next thing you need to know is how to find this straight measurement, the diameter across the middle of your circle right here. So you take the waist measurement, which is 33 inches, and you divide it by pi, 3.14. And I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator on my phone here. And 33 divided by 3.14 is 10 and a half. So we'll say that's inches. It is 10.50 inches. So this length here is 10.5 inches. Yay! But then we wanted to divide that in half one more time because we want this length right here at the very end. So we're going to take 10.5 inches and we're going to divide it by 2 one more time. Divided by 2 equals 5.25. Now this is awesome that it just happened to do the 1/4 inch perfectly. When I think of a 1/4 inch, I think of a dollar bill. There's 4 quarters in a dollar, so that's 25, 50, 75, and 100, right? Because I like to, on your serger, it's about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And that's what we're going to give ourselves. Okay, hopefully I haven't lost you yet, but this is our important number that we need, which is right there. That's the number that we need to get a perfect circle for this whole waistline for our skirt. Shall we start cutting? Let's go! All right, I'm going to set my little calculations aside here, and I'll show you why we need that smaller number right there. I've got my fabric. I'm going to open it up. Now this is 2 yards, but I definitely don't need that much to make a little circle skirt. Usually about a yard to 1.5 yards is plenty to make a little circle skirt. We're going to open this up. Woo! And you can see that it's already folded in half the long way, like this. Okay. So I'm going to stand up so you can see a little bit better. This is really, really wide fabric. So I know that I don't need that much fabric. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller there. Okay, so it's folded once. We're going to fold this kind of like a napkin. So it's folded the hot dog way. And then we're going to fold it one more time this long way. So the fold is right in the corner. Right here. So I need to know that the length of my skirt right here, I want it to be 15 inches. Ooh, right here, plus this length right here, the 5.25 here, plus the 15 inches here. Okay, so I'm going to take my handy dandy measuring tape here, and 15 plus 5.25 is going to be 10 and a quarter. Or I'm sorry, 10 and a quarter. 20. I know how to count, really. Okay. 20 and a quarter is going to be right here. So let's see. We're going to be from this corner, this folded corner that we made, we're going to be pivoting our measuring tape like this. So that is not long enough quite yet. So I'm going to refold my fabric just a smidgen. Oh, I'm going to bring it over here just a wee bit more. All right. I used to make these skirts all the time for the Wonder Woman costumes that I used to make out of the star-spangled fabric. It was really awesome and really fun and flirty and cute. So keep in mind that you can make this simple skirt for any costume, really. It's super fun. You can come up with any character really, really fast with this. You can make this for a doll. I'll probably make a couple with my younger daughter, my 7-year-old. This is for my 16-year-old. Okay, let's check our measurement and make sure we've got it. We needed at least 20.25. Oh, we got it. Ta-da! So it's about 23 right here. We'll just move forward. For the sake of time, we want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles in here. Okay, so one other thing that you want to account for are your seam allowances. So you want a seam allowance for your waistband. So you're going to add 1/4 of an inch here. And then you want 1/4 of an inch down at the end. So we're going to add 1/4 of an inch down here, which is a total of 1/2 an inch. And we already had 20 and 1/4. So 20 and 1/4 plus 1/2 is 20 and 3/4. All right. So we are just going 20 and 3/4. We're just going to cut out 21 because that would be way easy, right? Okay. The first thing that we're going to cut is the waistband. So for the 5.25, we're going to get this small hole inside. And I want to add 1/4 of an inch to that. So I'm going to cut this out at, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm going to take away 1/4 of an inch because we want to have that seam allowance. And can you see how it minuses? If this is this waistband right here, and this is 5.25 here, I want my seam allowance to go up this way. So I'm going to minus the 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to cut out the 5 inch right there. All right, I've got my handy dandy Kai scissors. I'm going to slide this corner towards you so you can see it better. You can see that this is my folded corner. So it looks like a little folded napkin right there. So it's folded in half and then folded in half again for this perfect folded corner. Are you ready to be amazed? Okay, just a handy tip. When you're using your measuring tape, always make sure that you measure from the measuring tape out like this. And you don't measure this way because you'll snip your measuring tape. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so minus that 1/4 of an inch. This is 5 inches exactly, right to that corner. And we're going to start cutting. Are you so excited? Okay, we made our first cut. I'm just going to pivot it. It's going right on that little corner right there. I'm just going to keep on following that 5 inches. I'm going to rotate it again. This is a little bit wonky for me to cut this way. It's all right. Just going to keep following that. And if we put it right here, you're going to follow it right out off the edge. Are you ready for this? Check it out. It's a perfect circle. Well, most of the way. Okay, so we've got our waistband right here. Isn't that exciting? Yay, we're almost done. The math was the hardest part, right? Okay, so now that we've got our waist cut out, trying to make sure we can get this so you can see it all. All right, so we wanted this 15 inches right here, the length of our skirt. We added 1/4 of an inch on the top, and we want to add 1/4 of an inch onto the bottom for the seam allowance on top and on bottom. So I'm going to add 1/2 an inch onto our 15 inches. So we're going like this, 15.5. Okay. I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. I'm going to make it, instead of just the 15 inches, I'm going to make it a slightly bit longer because I can. And if she wants it shorter, I'll make it shorter later. But for right now, I'm just going to cut it out at 18 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I hope that didn't mess you up. I just changed my mind and I'm making the skirt longer. Okay, for my daughter. So I'm going to cut this out at 18. Well, I'll do it at 18.5. That way it kind of, because we added that 1/2 an inch, I'll do it at 18.5. So I just added 3 inches because I wanted it a longer skirt. Okay, we're just going to start cutting now. Out. And make sure that they come out like sun rays, like straight out from there. We're just going to eyeball this. We just kind of keep moving it out. And the cool thing about doing a circle skirt is if it's not 100% perfect, nobody's gonna know because there's so much skirt. Like I kind of cut it out wonky right there. All right. Gonna shift our fabric over. We're almost there. I'm going to put this all the way to our edge right here. And see our edge. Ta-da! And we have almost our perfect circle skirt so far. Now we have to do a waistband. So this is going to be super fun. She'll like it. Okay. I like to use some of the leftovers on the side. Yeah, we have these long pieces here. I've got this really great long piece right here too. This will be perfect. Okay, so this is really stretchy fabric. And because this was all cut on the bias, look at how much that is going to stretch out. That is not a 33-inch waist. So what we are going to do is we are going to cut the waistband down smaller than the actual measurement. So I'm going to take off 2 inches of the actual length of her waistband, which is 33, and I'm going to cut the waistband to 31 inches. Okay. I'm going to take my little scrap of fabric here, 31 divided in half because I'm going to fold my fabric in half. It's going to be 15 and a half. Okay. I'm going to fold my little piece of fabric here, and then we're going to take our handy dandy measuring tape. See how much we've got here. Oh, we've got lots. We've got way too much there. I was being very generous. I'm going to cut that. It's easier to use. I'm going to be using the Victory Baby Lock serger today. It's a fabulous zippy little serger. It is so great. And it comes with some extra bundles and it's on sale. I have used one of these little sergers for many, many years, and it is an air threader. If you don't have an air threader, it will change your view on serging forever. Okay, let's check and make sure where we are. Here. Ooh, 15 and a half. Perfect. Like I said, if things aren't perfect, this is stretchy fabric. We all love stretchy fabric because it's very forgiving, right? I'm just going to throw that over there. All right. So you can make your waistband as long, as like tall as you want to. I'm just going to fold this over. Let's see, what does the fabric look like on this side? Oh, okay. That's how much fabric we have to work with. Just going to fold it over one more time. And we'll go like that and throw it over there. And voila, we have a waistband and our cute skirt. Can you see it coming together? How fun is that? And even 16-year-olds and above love twirly skirts. I guarantee she's going to start twirling in it when she gets it. So let me check this one more time. Make sure that this is, in fact, 15 and a half. Okay, we're going to take our little waistband over to our Victory victory, baby lock. I've got it all set up. It's just on its regular chain stitch. You can see it's beautiful. Comes out smooth. Just like that. It's jet air. You can do a beautiful rolled hem on this machine. I've done edging. In a second here, I'll show you the edging that I did on a fancy costume on this machine, on tulle. Okay. All right. So I just sewed, so I have a big tube like that. I'm going to fold it so the wrong sides are together. Just like so. That's the only thing about the knit fabric is that it's sticky. It loves itself. It has good self-esteem because it loves to stick to itself. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're going to use this seam right here that we made. That's going to be our back seam. That's going to be how she'll know that it's the back of her skirt right there. Okay. So we're going to fold this in half. And we're going to find the 4 points of our waistband. And then we're going to find the 4 points of our skirt and match those up. So I take my scissors like so, and this is folded in half, so I know this is the other side. And I'm just going to put a little snip in there. Ta-da, little snip. And then I fold it in half again, right like that. And I make another little snip, snip, and then all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 are perfectly in place right there. I'm going to set my band, my waistband aside over there. I'm going to grab my skirt now, make sure that it's even. I'm going to snip this little side here. I guess I could have put those sides together and snip them both at the same time. Okay, so we've got that one. And I'm going to make sure that this is folded nicely. Oh, that one's a little lower. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. I want to make sure that these are really as close to hitting the 4 points of the circle nicely. So the waistband will go in nice and even. I've got my little needle minder here. I'm going to use a couple needles. Let's see. What do you think the back should be, Carrie? Or the front, I should say. We've got this for the front. I think they're all kind of looking the same. They all kind of look the same. Okay. So I'm actually going to flip this inside out. At this point, it doesn't matter. They're all pretty much the same. All the sides look the same. All right. I'm going to take my back part right here, and I'm going to line it up with those markings. So that's marking number 1. Because your waistband will be smaller than your skirt. I'm going to go over to the next marking on my waistband and line it up with the next marking in my skirt right here. And I'm going to go over to the next marking and line that up with my skirt. We're almost done. Can you feel it? I love finished edges. I love my finished edges to be on the outside and also on the inside. Mom, if you're watching, she always taught me that the inside of your garment should look as nice as the outside of your garment. Thank you, Mom, for that. Okay, last notch. We're gonna line up these last two notches right here. with my little needle minder. Okay, so this is kind of a tricky part. Can you see how the waistband is smaller than the actual skirt is? What we are going to do, I'm going to get it started in my machine. You can cut off all the wonky edges in the serger. I love that, and leave the edges beautiful. I'm going to lift my foot here. And you just want to be mindful that all of 1, 2, 3, all of your layers are nicely together. Nobody's folded. Nobody's going wonky. I'm just going to start feeding it right into my serger right here. I'm going to trim a bit off because I was very generous and I was cutting it out weird. Okay, so we're going to get this started. Okay, so we've got it started, but you can see that this is still bigger than this side. So I'm going to hold the pin and I'm going to pull the top. Hold on, that's falling down there. I'm going to pull the top and align it with the bottom. And it's as simple as that. And always fuss your fabric, especially when you're working with curves. Always be fussy. Sew an inch or two and then fuss your fabric. Because heaven forbid you should have to pick out serging. Okay, I'm going to take that guy out there. This one is off just a wee bit. Reposition him right there. Okay, going to my next needle. Going to pull the top to match the bottom. Do it like that. I'm going to pull my pin out. I'm going to reposition and fuss my fabric again. They're all nice and flat and aligned, no lumps.
So Andrea, would that still match with the non-stretch fabric by pulling the fabric like that?
You could. I have done tulle skirts. I've done tulle circle skirts like this before. And what you can do, I've used just elastic, but you could use this knit on the top for a waistband if you wanted to. Absolutely. And you can layer your fabrics as well and make beautiful, beautiful skirts. So this is just the beginning of what you can do with this. Good question. Thank you. Okay. We're almost there. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Circle skirt is almost complete. Okay, how do we get it off now? Now that we've done our circle, how do we get it off? That's how you get it off. And then if you want to, you can do the, oh, I can never, bodkin, the little double-eyed needle. Yeah, Carrie, you always know. You're so awesome. You can take your double-eyed needle and thread it back into there. Sometimes if I've just got a big fat needle, I'll put it in backwards, thread it when just the eye is under there, and then pull it in there. So when I have a moment, I will do that. Are you ready for the great reveal? So exciting. My daughter will probably want this a little shorter, but me being a mom and she's only 16, I made it a little bigger. Okay, There we go. Look at that. And you could just leave it as this and just go, because knit doesn't fray. But today I'm going to serge the edge of this with this, and then you can just take it over to your sewing machine, your regular sewing machine, and just fold it over. So what time do we have? About 32. So really quickly, where's the back? We'll just start at the back here. This is almost satisfying watching it go so fast. Are you guys ready for this? This is going to be uber duper fast. And I can fix any edges that are like wonky or ugly with the serger. Hold on, my sewing machine is wandering away. Shift. This is almost like an old-fashioned typewriter. Look at how beautiful these stitches are and how fast the machine is. If you want, you can sew a lot slower than this. You don't have to do this. That's fast. I'm just going to cut it really close, right like that. Wasn't that cool? That was a lot of skirt because you made a total circle. Isn't that amazing? Look at how big that is. It's a complete circle that we just made. And so even a 16-year-old is going to want to twirl in that. But the pattern is real forgiving. Okay, if you'll come over here, Carrie, we'll just cut it. What we'll do is I just serge the edges, and to finish this up, all you have to do is go over to your sewing machine, fold it over, and top stitch it, and you're done. So my friends, thank you for joining me today at Quality Sewing and Vacuum for our Tuesday How Do I? Let me know if you have any other questions. If you have any other ideas, you can do this for dolls. You can do this for little kids all the way up to big kids like me and you. And you can do this for costuming. It's that time of year where you just pick out your color and maybe you do some embroidery or put stars on it or whatever you want. And voila, you have yourself a circle skirt on the little Victory Baby Lock, which is one of my favorite little airlock machines. Have a great day.